Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Josh with Six Up Tabletop. Super glad to have you here for really, honestly, the channel's first real attempt at trying to make a battle report. So the game that's being played today, as you can see, some of the desert-themed terrain in front of me, is the Silver Bayonet by Joseph McCullough. And so this is a skirmish game that takes place during the Napoleonic period, but it's a little bit different as it includes a lot of fantasy elements, skeletons, zombies, werewolves, vampires, ghosts, all types of different supernatural things. And yeah, such a fun game. The expansion is the Silver Bayonet Egypt Shadow of the Sphinx. So there's a mini co-op campaign in the back that explores, what was Napoleon doing in Egypt? Was he looking for, some secret power, some nefarious blessings that he was trying to pick up? And so the game today will be exploring a small band of British soldiers infiltrating a abandoned French garrison in the middle of the desert of Egypt, and what kind of shenanigans they get up to. Very nice, and my wife will be playing with me, so that's super fun. We'll be on the same team. We'll be splitting one team down the middle, so she'll have 3 figures. I'll have 3 figures. Typically, Silver Bayonet game is played between 2 teams and monsters, but it'll just be us versus the monsters and whatever clues we discover and shenanigans that happen on the battlefield. So super excited for this one. This is kind of a learning game for us as well. We haven't played Silver Bayonet, so we'll be learning on the fly, and hopefully some of that knowledge could be shared with you guys if you're looking to learn this game as well. So without further ado, let us meet people who are part of this party as they venture into the abandoned French garrison.
Welcome, the heroic Isaiah Summerwell, captain of Josh's crew, equipped with hand weapons, pistols, holy symbol, cold iron shot, and an improvised weapon. Next is Hamish Douglas, a Highlander from the Black Watch, known for his impressive melee abilities and courage when facing the fears of the desert. Rounding out my party is Harry Withers, a Corsican ranger, wielding his rifle that has extra range than muskets in the game. He'll be looking to secure an advantage and shoot from far range. Leading DJ's party, Tilly Johnson, based off of her name, known for her strength and her ability to fight through combat even when fatigued. Supporting the squad, Marwa Hannon, an local Egyptian scout, tagged along with this force to provide her skills to the party. Arthur Bennett, a supernatural investigator, equipped with fencing weapon and 2 pistols. His job was to seek and kill the monsters of the desert.
During his Egyptian campaign, Napoleon sent a small detachment of soldiers to locate, investigate, and then garrison an ancient, ruined city. No soldier has ever returned from that necropolis. Your unit has been tasked with making its way to the city and discovering what secrets might be buried there. After an exhausting journey, you have reached the outskirts of this lost city. Ruined buildings, crumbling statues, and fallen temples stretch across the horizon. The place is unnaturally still and silent. Your first job is to secure a base and, if possible, find the natural spring that supposedly exists somewhere within. In order to win the scenario, at least 8 turns must have passed, there are no monsters left on the table, and the players have investigated all clue markers on the map.
Okay, as we're starting turn 1, we have our intrepid heroes beginning to face the menace of what mysteries await them in the Egyptian sands. All right, so we'll start off as we're learning this game. So, we'll probably make some mistakes, but it's all good with that. So in the co-op mode of this game, it starts with a roll off to see who will activate first, and then the monsters will activate, and then the second player will activate. All right, so DJ, you want to start off? Just chuck the dice. Let's see those dice.
Ooh, 6 and a 0.
All right, so that's a 10. So that's 16.
Oh.
Now you want to pull those, and let's see what I get. 19. All right, 19 will be Josh, 6 tabletop. We'll be jumping in with my first 3, and let's get to it. All right, so we're going to be starting off, since I won the roll, we'll be starting off. We're going to start with Hamish, the Black Watch Highlander. He's rough. He's ready to go. He's looking for a fight. So I'm going to do a move, and what a move here is I have a skill of 6, and I'm not going to cover this every time. So I'll move him up 6 as he trips a little bit, but that's all good. All right, and then I'll also do a test. Here we go. It's to run. So because we're in the desert, it is if I get 7 or less, I actually lose 1 health because of heat stroke. But since I rolled a 12, that's a pass as long as you succeed 11. Then you get to move 4 extra inches, and then if you failed, you get to move 2 extra inches. So filled with rage to see what the French are up to, we have a sprint right up the map. All right, so I moved Somerville, captain, officer up here, nothing special, just a move there. And Harry Withers spots in the distance a skeleton, and he is a proud member of the Corsican Rangers with his rifle, so he will take a shot down range. All right, so for a shooting attack, what you do is basically you'll measure line of sight from your character to the skeleton. In this case, I do have line of sight, and it's 16 inches. I have a rifle, and the rifle is 30 inches long. So then basically what I'll do, I'm in line of sight and in range, so then I will roll the 2 dice here, the power dice and the skill dice. I have to exceed the toughness value of the skeleton, and then if I do that, I deal damage to the skeleton equal to the skill dice because it's a rifle. If it was a musket, it'd be equal to the power die. However, skeletons only have 1 health, but they have damage reduction 8 versus ranged attacks. So I need a 9 or 10 on the skill dice, but that's even if I hit. So let's take that first shot with the rifle and see what happens. All right, so it is a 14, and I'm gonna look at what the skeletons have. Their defense is 9. I think I got that right. Their defense is 12, so I did get 14, so then I'll look at the skill dice, and I got a 9 on my skill dice, so actually 9 minus 8 is 1, so he does end up getting the skeleton knocked out, so that's an awesome shot for him. Good job, Harry Withers. And then something cool with this game is it is in the black powder era, is that typically to show that you shot your gun, just put a little bit of pillow fluff or whatever to show that it's like the smoke cloud coming from this musket. So I need to remember, in order to shoot that gun again, I need to reload, and then once I reload, I'll take the smoke off the map, and that's an excellent way of showing that. All right, so the first phase is over with. I finished moving all my heroes, and so next will be the monster phase. So how this kind of works is it'll go from low health, the monsters with the lowest health, to monsters with the most health, and that's kind of the order. And if they're tied, then it's just we would choose. Since they're all the same, I'll just give one example, and then I'll move the rest of the skeletons off camera. So I'll take a look at this skeleton and then see if he has line of sight out of any enemies, which would be our heroes. So as you can see over here, he does have line of sight, and then he will just make a move to be closer to the closest hero, and we'll just try to do our best to approximate that. So he moves 6 inches. We're not gonna make it too complicated here, and so he'll just slowly crawl on closer to our heroes. All right.
Okay, so first I moved Tilly Johnson. She went from there to there, and she can move 6, so she's hiding behind the ruins. And next I moved Arthur Bennett. He's the investigator, and he moved 6 as well, and so now he's here. And lastly, I'm going to attack with Marwa because she has a musket. So I'm attacking this skeleton. She has a line of sight, so I'm going to roll my power and my skill dice, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is bad. I got a 0.
No, that's good. It's 10.
Oh, it's 10.
Oh, that's perfect, actually.
Okay, I got 10
right.
power and
Yeah.
7 skill.
All right, so I know, like, if you guys already dropped those comments, you can erase them right now. Like, my first shot, hey, we're still learning. So, since she didn't move, she gets +1 to her shot because of her stats. Just being a native scout, it's +1. So this would be 17 +1 is 18. So she would have to exceed 12, which she did, which is awesome. And then because it's a musket, to see if she does damage, she checks the value of the power dice, which is 10. And then the skeletons do have damage -8 against projectiles, but since it's an awesome 10, that is basically a headshot against the skeleton. And yep, he gets knocked out. So I would say very good shooting by the British super soldier, supernatural force. And they are easily making their way so far into the French garrison. With the fading smoke of Marwa's deadly musket, that concludes the end of turn 1. So we're going to now roll on the garrison encounter table to see what happens next. So we have a 1d10 being rolled by DJ here, and hopefully nothing bad. So what is that, 1? A 1 is no encounter.
Ooh.
So that's, yes, very, very, very fortuitous. So far, everything is going according to plan, and there must not be much working against the forces of good here as we try to invade the French garrison. All right, we'll see you in turn 2. All right, start of turn 2. So we'll roll for initiative, starting with DJ.
2 3s.
So that's 6. All right, and that's not too high, but we'll see what I get here. What is that? 9 and a 4, 13. So just like turn 1, let's get into it.
Turn 2, here we go. We'll be starting with Harry Withers down here. Now, like we talked about before, one of the abilities you have is reload, because this is a black powder musket and rifle. So he's got a rifle, so I'm just going to spend one of his actions to reload. So I'll remove the smoke wisp. And since we already know that skeleton is definitely within 30 inches, the only thing to note is that Harry will not be moving, but he'll be shooting, and there'll be a little bit of cover here that's obscuring his shot. So it'll be -2 to hit, but I do have a +2 to my accuracy because I am a rifleman. So I just have to equal 12. So let's see and what I do. It is not 12. So shot goes wide, and there we go.
No other big moves other than Somerville and Hamish just moved up, looking to get into engagement with the skeletons in a future round. 2 skeletons bramble forward, hoping to steal the soul of Hamish. Another skeleton vaulted over the fence and is eyeing down the pending melee scrum that is to happen. The 2 skeletons in the back moved forward, and the other skeleton right there with his spear is eyeing down the investigator, who's named Arthur Bennett. He's hoping to get some crack shots off.
Okay, Arthur and Tilly are both gonna team up on that skeleton in front of them. So they moved. and will be taking shots. Marwa, she has just reloaded her gun and moved a little bit. So Tilly's going to attack first. I'm going to roll for her, and she has an accuracy of +1. So a 7 and a 7. So
Yep.
it doesn't.
It does hit.
It does hit.
Yeah, because you get -1 for moving, but +1, so it cancels out. So it does hit, but right now it does no damage. Do you want to use one of your power die to reroll, or just skip it?
No, skip. We'll see if Arthur can get it done. So
Sounds good.
she is shot. And next, Arthur will try his pistol at the skeleton. So I'm rolling for Arthur. Ooh, even worse. A 3 and a 6. So he misses as well. This puts them in a tough position.
Of turn 2, a couple inaccurate pistols by Tilly and Arthur, but round 1 was fortuitous with the encounter, but that was DJ's roll, so perhaps I will curse us instead of bless us. That is a 9. And so one werejackal gets added at a random point adjacent to a random building. Okay, so we gotta place the werejackal on the table. So what I'm gonna do is I have a random dice that shows the direction of on what building he's gonna spawn, and then just 1 through 6 dice to show what building he'll spawn on. So let's roll it off. Building 1, and facing towards our party, I guess. All right, so building 1 is over here. So faced on this side of the building, we got the werejackal looking to hunt the party down. A pretty formidable enemy. He also has a rule that when he's placed, any units within 4 inches have to take a terror check, but we are not quite that close. And so that concludes turn 2, and I'll see if our intrepid heroes can make it out of this combat that's about to happen. All right, turn 3. This is a big roll off here, as we both have some soldiers who are in imminent danger of various threats. So DJ will start us off. Even though we're on the same team, I would certainly like to roll higher. As a 10.
You got it.
Yeah, that is a 13. All right, well, we'll see what Hamish can do with his axe.
Hamish is going to charge headstrong right into the skeleton with his Lockerbur axe. It is a heavy weapon, so it gets +1 damage. I get +2 to my roll for melee, and I have to exceed 12. So we'll see what I can do. Takes a wild swing, and that is a 16. So perfect. 16 plus 2, that's 18, so it well exceeds the skeleton. And since this isn't a projectile, the damage goes straight through the skeleton, only has 1 health, and his mighty axe fells the skeleton. Not to be denied by Hamish's heroics, Isaiah bounds forward to engage this other skeleton with his sword flashing. He goes to attack the skeleton. Same as Hamish. He gets +2 to his melee, and we'll see if we can get 12. That is 10 plus 2, so it's a perfect. So 10 plus 2, 12, just enough damage. I do 8, so he knocks him as all the bones come falling to the ground. One last thing to note here, I just forgot, so I wanted to provide some clarification. I will put a fatigue token next to Hamish because he completed a round of combat. So you can have up to 2 fatigue tokens during 1 turn, and what that does is it reduces, for each fatigue token you have, it reduces the roll, or it increases the roll that you need to hit by 1, and also decreases your defense value. So the more fatigued you are, the harder it is to damage the enemy,
and easier it is for the enemy to damage you. All right, Harry Withers is going to move 3 here, move 3, and I'll get rid of the smoke. He will reload. That will be the end of my turn. He realizes that the Werejackal is a big threat, so he will get that rifle ready and hopefully be able to get some shots off before it closes into range. 3. So these skeletons moved up from here, panning over to this side of the battlefield. The Werejackal scampered forward, and the skeleton moved into combat with Arthur. Combat to begin shortly over there, panning to the other side. The skeleton filled with revenge, if they can feel that. Moving to get into a combat with Hamish. So we're going with the skeleton, and the skeleton gets +1, and Arthur Bennett has how much defense?
14.
14. So 13 on the skeleton. That is a 7. So that is a miss. The skeletal claws brush by as Arthur Bennett jumps out of the way.
Okay, Arthur's gonna attack back. I'm rolling. And I have +2 melee, but that doesn't quite get me to what I need to be at.
Arthur and the skeleton are both going to receive a fatigue, and the skeleton is going to move 2 inches back.
That's right, back off. Okay, so now the skeleton and Hamish will enter a conflict. So skeleton's gonna attack first.
Defense 13, but the fatigue makes it 12, and the skeleton gets +1, so he needs 11. Oh, that is a 12. That is very rude. Okay, but 2 on the power die, so Hamish will take 2 wounds. All right, so Hamish just got bloodied up a little bit by the necrotic claws of the skeleton, and now he's going to attack back because he will always stand his ground. I do have the 1 fatigue, so it's -1, but I get +2 from his innate Highlander ability because of his class. So that's a net +1, and I got a equal 11 now. That is a 5. The damage must be very weakening to Hamish as his strength is taken, and he misses with his great swing.
Okay, so first I'm going to move Tilly Johnson so that she is next to the skeleton. So she is going to engage in melee combat with him, and so I'm rolling for her. She has +2 melee. That's even worse.
She fumbles over her sword as
Okay.
she tries to get it.
Okay, but
All right, and now the skeleton will choose to fight back,
okay.
and the skeleton gets +1. What's Tilly Johnson's?
Defense 14.
And does she have a holy
Yeah, she has a holy symbol.
symbol? Okay, so that is a -3 for the skeleton. So the skeleton is -2 right now.
And
So
he's fatigued.
and he's fatigued, so he needs a 17.
10.
There's a 10. So that is a miss.
So then next, I'm going to use Arthur Bennett to shoot this Werejackal. And so he has +1 accuracy, and I'm going to use a cold iron shot.
Okay, sounds good. So if you roll 1, cold iron is basically just enhanced special pistol weapon, special pistol ball, basically. And if you roll any 1s, the shot misses. And if you roll double 1s, your pistol explodes and you can no longer use it.
Okay. A 9 and a 7.
Nice. All right, so
That's 16.
16 plus whatever your accuracy.
+1.
17. So she had to equal 14. So that is an awesome. Well, it's not dead.
Oh.
It takes 7 damage.
Okay, so for my second action with Arthur, I'm going to rush the skeleton and attack him
Sounds good.
because I don't have a cold iron weapon, a cold iron melee weapon to attack the Werejackal again with. and he needs to reload his pistols. So he's there. He gets +2 with the melee. So I will roll.
So it's +2. So he's but -1 because of the fatigue.
That is not an 11. That is just a 7.
7. Okay. And now the skeleton will attack back.
Okay.
And skeleton, you're at 13 defense because of the fatigue. So the skeleton needs a 12. Or the skeleton has fatigue, so it needs a 13. That is a miss. Another blow avoided by Arthur.
Okay, next I'm gonna attack with Marwa, and she's going to shoot at the were-jackal and try to get more than 14.
13.
Try to get more than 13. I did it! That's 18!
That is 18. That's 10 damage to the were-jackal, -4, so that's 6 damage. And the were-jackal has 12 health. It sustained 7 damage from the cold iron shot. So 12, so 7 plus 6 is 13. And so Marwa snipes out the were-jackal. Alright, so the roll was a 4 for the encounter table. It says place 1 zombie camel at a random point along the table edge. It's not really a zombie camel. It is a skeleton horseman. But that's what I have. It's using the stats as a zombie camel. When it comes up, there is nobody within, I believe, like 6 inches to take a terror check. So he's going to be spawning on this side of the board, and he will make his way towards our heroes.
Okay, so first Arthur will reload one of his pistols, so I'll get rid of that. And then he's going to move into the skeleton. And then he's going to attack with his fencing weapon. So he's +2 melee, and the skeleton has 12 defense. And he got a 16, a 9, and a 7.
Nice. +2, 18. That is a kill.
So Tilly sprinted. She made a break for the building because she's going to investigate clue number 2. She didn't quite get there. And then Marwa also moved. She sprinted, and because I rolled below 7, she took a wound, but she took the time to reload her musket.
Monster turn 4. The zombie Campbell / horse skeleton just moved from the side of the board up a little bit as he did not have any line of sight. So because of that, he just moves close to an objective. And we make our way down here. Hamish tied up again with another skeleton, and 2 skeletons looking to converge on Isaiah Summerwell. We'll start with Isaiah Summerwell. He has a holy symbol, so he is -3 to get hit. So the skeleton will need a 16 to do damage. DJ, if you'd be so willing.
A 4.
4. That's perfect. Isaiah Summerwell blocks and denies the skeletal claws, and proceeding with Hamish. Blood starting to drip from Hamish. The skeleton leashes out, needing a 11. That is a 10.
So close.
So close. Hamish dodges the blow. He will now return with his own strike back. So Hamish with a +2, needing a 10 against the skeleton, and that is a 6. Hamish seems that his will to fight back has been diminished a little bit, and we'll do a fight back with Isaiah Summerwell. Captain Isaiah Summerwell has +2 to his attack, so that is 10 as well. And Isaiah the boys are looking a little weak out here fighting against these skeletons, and that will do it for the monster turn. All right, Isaiah Summerwell pulled out one of his pistols, took a shot at one of the skeletons. That was a miss, rolled off camera, and now he will move into melee with this skeleton. Going to need let's see, what does he need? Looking for a 10 to get him, and he does exactly 10, exactly. Plenty of damage, and he wheels and deals as he falls over. Moving along, Harry Withers just sprinted up to near the fence, and he's all reloaded, ready to go. And then our dear Highlander friend Hamish looking to finish off the skeleton. So looking for a 10. Here we go. Finally Hamish mustered his strength. That is way more than a 10. And as his pole axe comes down and defeats the skeleton. All right, turn 4. Garrison encounter is... Ooh, that's a 1. No encounter. That definitely clears up the area for the crew to start investigating. 5. Let's get to it. We have Henry Withers, the man, the sniper himself. He started sprinting, overcome with a wee bit of heat exhaustion, and took a damage. We have Isaiah Summers going in for a kill on another Skelly. Let's go. We're needing a 10. That is a 9. We'll just have him... I'll spell one of my rerolls for my power rerolls. See if we can... No, that is a 1. That is a bit of a whiff. Skeleton will attack back, needing a 16 because of the holy symbol. Another miss, and that is fatigue. And Isaiah moving back 2 inches, not doing an amazing job as a captain, but still doing his best to kill the skeleton. And then moving on over here, we have clue token 4. So this is our first clue. Spend a clue to interact with that, and we have a bunch of cards, and these all correspond to different clues on the board that are contained. So let's take this one. I don't know, random one. Let's take this one. Let's see what Hamish has found. It is the king. The king says, this figure has discovered a map of the city. Add an additional skill die to your fate pool at the start of the next 2 scenarios. So that's great. Hamish, the first clue, discovered a map of the city. And he doesn't have too many skill weapons, but it'll be good to add those into the pool. All right, have the monsters turn 5. The zombie camel slash skeleton horse makes a move, pacing slower, realizing the map has been stolen. And once again, our duel reigns supreme. Summerwell and the skeleton locked in endless combat. 16 needed for the skeleton. 9. That is not a skeleton. Doing damage. Fighting back, Summerwell. Please, we need you. 10. 4 plus 5 is 9. Definitely not spending fate on that. Once again, Isaiah letting the squad down.
Okay, so Arthur sprinted from here to there. He's going after clue number 1. Didn't quite make it. And then Marwa is, she also sprinted? No, she just rushed the skeleton. She's going to try to make it to another clue, but the skeleton's in her way. So she's going to attack him with her bayonet. And so I'll roll for that now. And that is a 9?
Yeah, it's a 9.
That's 11.
That's an 11, so that's a kill.
Woohoo! Got you. And then, last but certainly not least, Tilly, my officer, she scaled the side of this building and made it to clue 2. So now we are going to figure out what clue 2 is. The 9 of hearts.
The 9 is the figure has found an ancient spear with a shining bronze point. The figure gains +1 melee for the rest of the campaign, and all their melee attacks are now count as blessed.
Ooh.
Ooh, a blessed spear found by the captain, by Captain Tilly up on the battlements. All right, turn 5. End of turn 5. Looking good for the crew. Tilly found that blessed spear, and we're gonna roll to see what we get. 8. Place 1 ghoul at a random point adjacent to a random building. After rolling, little did Arthur know that he disturbed the ghouls in this building, and the ghoul is looking on, looking for blood.
First, Tilly is going to sprint off this building since she got the clue. So she can go 6 normally, but I'm gonna roll for her. I can add 2, so she's gonna go down the stairs of this building. So 6 plus 2 is 8, so she will end up right there. Oops. She's got her sight set on clue number 3. Then we're gonna have Marwa use her musket against this ghoul. She has line of sight and can shoot a distance of 24 inches. I already measured, and she is within her range for her musket. So this ghoul has 13 defense, and Marwa has +1 accuracy. So rolling for the attack. So that's 8 plus 6, 14.
14. That's it. That's a hit.
That's a hit. So
Does 6 damage.
6 damage. He's at half health now. He only has 12 health left.
Okay.
And for my last...
Does she want to do a second action?
Oh yeah, can she shoot him again?
No.
Oh. Then
She could reload. She could move.
she'll reload. For the last dude, Arthur Bennett, he is gonna walk on through this window to get to the building. He can go 6, so it's totally close enough. So he's in the building, and now he gets clue 1. Queen.
The queen is the figure has found a supply of salt. Select 2 figures in the unit. Both these figures' attacks count as salt attacks for the rest of the campaign. Which is very good against anything spectral or ghostly or anything like that.
Yeah.
So who do you think? You think he already has salt, right?
Tilly already has salt, but Marwa and Arthur don't have salt. Can he give the salt to himself?
Yeah.
So yeah, the salt will go to Arthur and Marwa.
Sounds good. Monster phase 6. Let's get into it. So the first monster 6-inch move here is our zombie camel / horse moving into Hamish. We will resolve that. And then the next one we have for a monster turn is the ghoul will move into Arthur over here. So within 6, and they'll get into a little brawl. All right, starting with the zombie camel, +2, and Hamish is defense 13, but 11 needed, and the zombie camel misses as Hamish ducks beneath the undead blow. Hamish will return fire. He'll swing. Well, I guess he won't return fire, but he'll return attack. It is defense 14, so I need to roll a 12. That is that is 11, and not quite. So they both miss, and the zombie camel moves back 2 inches. Okay. Google is attacking Arthur. Arthur is defense 14. The ghoul gets +1, so 13 needed by the ghoul. Oh, that's how it was 2. +9 is 11. +1 is 12. So that is a miss. All right, the ghoul attacked, and now Arthur Bennett is swinging back with his fencing weapon, needing a 13.
Should I reroll that?
Yeah, reroll.
Both of them?
No, just that one. The suspense.
Ooh, 17.
Ooh, 17 and
Plus
10.
2.
10, yeah, so that's 19 and 10 damage straight to the ghoul. Right, my turn. We'll get Harry Withers. He started down here, scampered up the stairs. He's going to start getting with that clue token. But before that, he's going to take a pot shot with his rifle at the zombie camel. Now I did move, so I'm -1, and that so my accuracy only goes to +1. And so we'll roll and see what we get. That is 12 + 1 is 13, and I believe that is a hit. 5. The zombie camel reduces it by 1 damage, so the bone, 1 bone. I shoot 1 bone off of his body, but good to get Harry Withers back in the action. 8 inches is pistol range, so you're going to use 1 pistol. Let's see if we can get a lucky pistol shot with Isaiah Somerville. That is a miss, and shoots off to the side. Not expecting much here. Expect a long-range pistol shot, but causes a bit of smoke for his trouble. Next, moving into action, will be Hamish. See if he can close the gap. So he'll close the gap with his axe, and he will move into the zombie camel and attack. 1 to the zombie camel. That is 8. That is a miss. And now the zombie camel will attack me back. I am defense 12 now because of my fatigue. So we'll see what he gets. +1. Ooh, shoot. That is 13, and that is not good because the zombie camel does 6 points of damage to Hamish. So he is now down to 3 health. Not looking great. Okay, and since I charged, I have to back off 2 inches. Oh, here we go. Here's my other token. Hoping that now might be a good time to retreat here shortly. And to turn 6, rolling on the encounter table, it is a 6. It's place 1 revenant at a random point adjacent to a random building. So we'll roll that up and we'll show it on the map. And the zombie has spawned on building 2. It appears to be coming out of the building, one of the former inhabitants, perhaps a French soldier that used to guard here, now a revenant zombie, hoping to maybe pincer Tilly. We'll see what the undead are up to. Ooh, Hamish is down on his luck. Turn 7 roll off. This could be big.
Ooh, 16.
16. I can take that.
Ooh, 13.
13.
So you get to go first, JJ.
All right, looks like Hamish might live another day. Great, we got initiative. So, first things first. Hamish Douglas takes turns tail and runs. Also, a good way to head towards the objective. Officer Isaiah Somerville moves forward a little bit with his second pistol. Pulls out his second pistol. Will take a shot against the camel. This is a 9, so that is a miss. Another shot, another miss. I guess he must be hard time hitting close targets. Okay, and then up top we have Harry. He moved, and he will be investigating clue number 5. My guy. Ooh, ace. The ace says, this figure has discovered the spring in the garrison. This figure will take no actions the next time it activates as it drinks its fill. The unit will not suffer any effects of thirst for the rest of the campaign. So thirst is, for the campaign in Egypt, if you didn't get a drink from any source in the previous scenario, then you start the next scenario with 1 less health. So that's, you want to make sure you fill up, and I guess Harry's going to spend all of turn 7 drinking deep. I don't know, maybe one of these barrels here is the source of the spring, or maybe he found some water in the house. But he found the spring inside that house. He'll be drinking up, and that will finish it up for my turn. The monster turn begins. The Revenant crawls towards Tilly. He's unaware of the fact that she found the blessed spear, but he begins his undead assault against the officer. Meanwhile, the zombie camel moves his way to Somerville and begins the charge. All right, let's start with the Revenant. Being a 13. 3 plus 9 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. So that is 13, and it is 9 damage to Tilly. Would you want to use one of your dice to reduce the damage?
Sure.
Okay. So she rolls. Whatever she rolls, she divides by 2, rounding up, and that's how much she reduces it by. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So Tilly takes 7 damage from the skeleton, or the Revenant. Okay. Tilly striking back with the spear gets +3. The Revenant is a 12. So you need a 9 on the dice.
9 plus 3.
Yep, there we go. That's a hit. And she has a strong ability, so she does +1 damage. So it's 10 damage to the Revenant.
And he only has 10 health.
So out of rage or spite, she turns around and one-shots the Revenant. Moving on. The skeleton will attack Somerville, and that will be rolled up. 14, that is an 8.
Yeah.
So that is a miss on Somerville. Somerville will attack back with a +2 against 12, I believe. I rolled up a 11 +2 is 13, which is a hit on the zombie camel, and that will be 2 damage.
Arthur Bennett, he's gonna sprint. So I'll roll. That's an 8. So plus 2 to his sprint. He can normally go 6. So he's just gonna come over here by Tilly. So 8. And then she is going to sprint. Actually, no, she's just gonna walk because she's close enough to this clue. So she is going to get clue number 3. An 8.
The 8. The figure has triggered a trap, and green gas envelops it. Add 1 power die to your fate pool. The figure must now either make a terror check, -4, or roll for the mummy's curse after the game. The trap has been sprung, and noxious gas escapes. Tilly is in a bit of a situation. DJ has decided to not risk getting cursed by the mummy. and believing in Tilly's fortitude, and will make a terror check. So she has +3 to courage, but this is at a -4, so it's this roll -1. Higher the better.
Yeah, higher the better. Ooh, a 6 minus 1 is a 5.
A 5 is shaken. -1 to all checks for the rest of the game. It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah. So Marwa is going to shoot at this skeleton camel, and she has +1 accuracy with her musket. So, zombie camel has 14 health and 12 defense.
Okay.
So that is a 10 + 1 is 11, so she doesn't hit him. That is a miss.
That is a miss. And then do you want to roll for our encounter?
Wait, she has another action.
Oh, she does have another action. Yeah.
She won't quite be close enough to him, so her second action will just be to reload.
Sounds good. Okay, moving on to the end of the phase. The encounter, 1 dice.
5.
A 5. That is, place 1 ghoul at a random point among the table edge. We'll spawn that. The ghoul has spawned on the table edge, right next to the crew, DJ's crew. Hopefully Tilly can get away. We'll see what happens. Let's get it. Round 8. Hopefully the squad can finish up, clean up. It looks like everybody's kind of getting a little exhausted. Some of us running into traps and stuff. But Hamish is going to move up the cliff. Weak and bloodied, he will investigate obstacle. Or excuse me. Number 6. Let's pick this guy. The Jack. This figure has found a supply of pitch. Select 2 figures in the unit. Both these figures' melee attacks count as fire for the rest of the campaign. So we got some pitch and some torches, and yeah, we know for sure that we're going to get some fire going if we ever run into any mummies or anything like that. We got our guy up here, Harry Withers. He is drinking deep from the spring that he found, so he will not be participating this round. And our officer, not to be outdone, Somerville will charge directly at the zombie camel. Actually, he will not charge quite yet. I have my leadership ability that I talked about at the beginning of the game called Quick Load. I can fire a unloaded weapon at -2 value, but it will break the weapon on a roll of 2 to 4. So I have a +1 accuracy, so this is a net of -1, and let's see what we get. That is a -1, so it is a miss. I quick load my pistol with anything I can find, take a shot, nothing going, and then we'll charge into the zombie camel. Okay, let's do it. Using his sword, +2 on this roll. That was a miss. Ooh, that is 19, all powered up. He takes the sword, thrusts it into the zombie camel for 10 damage, taking the total damage to 13 out of 14. The wobbling zombie camel is on its last legs as it goes to strike back against Somerville. That is a 13 +2 is 15, and that is 7 damage to Isaiah Somerville. But we got to get these guys out of this garrison right now, and someone needs to finish off that zombie camel. Okay, monster phase. Skeleton, camel, zombie camel, whatever. Closing on in a death match with Summerwill. And to the right over here, the ghoul advances on Arthur as he tries to take a victim. The ghoul will attack, and with a +1, Arthur defense 14.
5.
That's a 5. That is a whiff for the ghoul.
Yes.
Arthur will strike back.
12.
12. That is a successful hit. Because he has +2. So that is 7 damage to the ghoul. Okay, a zombie camel fight.
Double 9s. 18.
Whatever it is. 18 is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That is 9 damage
That was 18 plus 2.
going into sweet Captain Summerwell as he dies in the smoke.
Okay, Marwa is gonna shoot at this zombie camel after seeing Isaiah go down. But she's shooting kind of through the side of the building, so it's a little obscure. So that's gonna be -1 to her accuracy. And we need an 11 here. 12!
Unfortunately, the zombie camel has the -4 to damage from ranged attacks, but will you use your last fate dice on the reroll?
Of course I will. Let me roll this one. Ooh, a 9.
Oh, a 9. -4. That is a perfect kill.
Next, Arthur is going to shoot at this ghoul, and he has +1 accuracy, and the ghoul has 13 defense, but he only has 5 health left. For Arthur. Ooh, a 19!
Wow, incredible. Arthur with a 10 damage shot. That is it. As the dust settles and the monsters are cleared from the rubble of the garrison, 5 of our heroes now remain on their feet, and Captain Summerwell, his fate is to be determined. Summerwell, having been reduced to 0 health during the scenario, will now roll on the injury or death table to see how severe his wounds were from the zombie camel. Let's take a roll. That, unfortunately, is a 1. Dead. The figure has been killed and should be removed from the unit sheet along with any special equipment it carried. That is a RIP, and that farewell to Captain Summerwell. What will happen with our next heroes? Will they be able to discover the secrets of why the French went to Egypt? What power, what dark power were they looking for beneath the sands? Now our heroes will go rest, heal up their wounds, resupply, and look to the future. Thanks so much for watching Joshua 6 of Tabletop. We will catch you in the next one. Take care.